Tesla has made a literal boat ton of money, an insane amount of money, selling carbon credits. Now, everyone said that would end, that would stop, that those credits, the amount of money Tesla was making from them would actually go down. But in fact, the opposite is true. In fact, in the United States, the amount of money that Tesla makes from credits is about to significantly increase. And when you consider the fact that Tesla has made literally billions of dollars, I'll tell you the exact figure, from selling carbon credits over the last 5 years, well, you can pretty much guarantee that Tesla will continue to make money for nothing, not only in the United States, but also in Europe and China for at least the next 5 years. Hello my friends, and welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to the new subscribers. Welcome back everyone else. Thank you for subscribing to the channel and tuning in. It's awesome to have you guys. Now, I do agree with carbon credits. I mean, carbon credits in all the other systems that they have, I'm not so sure. But when it comes to electric cars, well, think about it. A car is just like a huge cigarette. That's what it is. Unless it's an electric one, it's basically a huge cigarette. However, we know that fumes from diesel engines kill people. They cause cancer. There's massive amounts of evidence of that. No one is denying that. Even the right-wing people who think that there's no this or there's no that or whatever. I'm not going to go into any of those details, but there are people that claim lots of different things. But I haven't heard anyone argue with me when I tell them that, yes, we know that people die, they get cancer from the emissions from diesel and, in fact, as well from gasoline-powered engines. How do we know that? Well, fire brigade workers, we know that they have much higher incidence of cancer. In fact, 50 times higher incidence of cancer rates because of the fact that they are in a fire station where diesel fumes are emitted from the trucks. So, there's heaps of evidence that, yes, a car is simply a big cigarette, which causes cancer. So I have no problems whatsoever with subsidizing one thing in order to improve the health of the population. Now, New Zealand currently has one of the best subsidy systems in the world. You get penalized for purchasing an internal combustion engine vehicle, so you pay extra if that vehicle pollutes. The more it pollutes, the more you pay. The less it pollutes, the less you pay. So if you buy an electric car, you get about an $8,000 subsidy. That's about $4,000 to $5,000 in subsidy. But if you purchase an ICE car, then you pay the opposite, right? That, in my opinion, is a really good system. Now, what about the US system? How does that work? Well, first of all, Tesla has made a fortune selling these credits to rival automakers, but with the passing of the United States Inflation Reduction Act, which, well, should help us to have cleaner air and get less cancer, it appears that the electric makers' credits will become even more valuable as a commodity to other car companies. Now remember, there's no other major car company on the face of the earth which is a legacy auto company which sells more than 6% of its cars as electric, right? That means more than 90% of all car sales from legacy automakers currently pollute. Therefore, those car makers, what are they going to have to do? Well, they're going to have to keep on buying credits from Tesla over the next few years. Obviously, this is going to help Tesla to continue to make record profits per car. And it's going to be extremely helpful as the company attempts to reach its target of 20 million vehicles by 2030. Basically, what's going to happen over the next few years, right, is that Tesla's competition, directly or indirectly, pays them money, helps Tesla to go, well, we're going to help you build a new factory, Tesla. Here you go, here's some money because we're polluting. There you go, Tesla. And, oh, hang on a minute, you're our competition, but we're going to beat you. I mean, Mary Barra, right? What's going to happen there? We're going to make more EVs than you, Tesla, but at the same time, we're paying you to actually beat us. Isn't that ironic? The Inflation Reduction Act is poised to shake up the US auto sector, obviously. As says Teslarati, even with this disruption, automakers will still need to collect ZEV credits in California and other ZEV states, which have applied some of California's regulations. Under the system, automakers gain anywhere from partial to multiple credits based on a zero-emission vehicle's range towards requirements based on the company's overall sales volume. Now, Simon Alvarez says that automakers are allowed to stockpile EV credits, but in the event that a company fails to sell enough zero-emission vehicles, they must purchase credits from other car makers. Tesla has been a go-to company for ZEV credits for years, thanks in no small part to the company's electric-only lineup. And with Tesla's sales growing at a crazy pace, the EV maker is poised to sit in on an even bigger hoard of environmental credits that can be sold to rival automakers. So essentially right now, Tesla sells their credits in Europe, in America, and in China, and makes money from all of those three regions, which is what helps it make more money than any other car maker per car. As noted by Automotive News, ZEV rules will change in 2026, and it will make things quite a bit trickier for companies that still depend on fossil fuel-powered cars. Under the updated system, each battery or fuel cell electric car with a minimum of 150-mile battery range will receive 1 credit. Credits will have a 5-year validity, unlike those earned today, which do not have an expiry date. Tesla has earned the most credits in California, and at the end of 2020, the most recent year when ZEV states reported automaker balances, Tesla had logged an impressive stockpile of 752,445 credits. Now in 2020, Tesla sold around 500,000 vehicles. However, the following year in 2021, Tesla sold nearly 940,000 vehicles. So estimates suggest Tesla has collected around 2 million credits from the start of 2021 to the end of the first half of 2022. Tesla booked about $2.1 billion in revenue from credit sales in 2021 and Q1 2022. And while the value of ZEV credits could be flexible depending on demand, it appears that Tesla averaged around $3,500 per credit. So Tesla's making around $3,500 per car on these credits, right? That's essentially what's happening right now. California is at the forefront of the US electric vehicle movement, and it intends to keep its place. The state recently approved an initiative to increase its minimum zero-emission vehicle requirement to 35% of a car maker's sales by 2026 and 100% in 2035. Now, how many of you really think that most automakers in the US are going to be selling 35% of their cars all electric by 2026? That gives them only 3 years. 3 years to go from 5% to 35%. Now, it's possible. I'm not sure it's very likely. So with California adopting this aggressive target, a lot of other ZEV states will follow. Considering California and the other 14 ZEV states that account for almost 40% of new vehicle sales in the US, the demand for ZEV credits will definitely increase over the next few years. So Tesla's making $3,500 per car. More than likely, they'll continue to make about that much for the next few years. How much have they made total so far? Well, as of July 2022, Proactive Investors estimates that Tesla has made $5 billion from credits, right? That is a lot of money for essentially nothing. According to earnings results published on July the 21st, 2022, Tesla made US $344 million from these credits. That doesn't include, though, the credits in California. That compares to US $680 million in the previous quarter. What Tesla actually does is it obtains a stockpile of these credits and, being tradable, regularly sells them on to automotive manufacturers with less green credentials. So Tesla could potentially wait until the credits are worth more or worth less. They can time when they sell them to make more money. So we don't know how many credits Tesla currently has that it hasn't sold, but we know there's a lot there. And we also know that in addition to the ones it hasn't sold, it's made $5 billion on top of those. In the last trailing 12 months, from June to the June of the previous year of 2021, Tesla generated US $1.6 billion in revenue from selling carbon credits, comprising approximately 10% of its US $16.1 billion underlying earnings. While only a drop in the bucket compared to their automotive revenues, these sales constituted over 50% of free cash flows in the latest cash-strapped quarter. Tesla's strategy of earning big money on the secondary carbon credit market contrasts with CEO Elon Musk's often stated green philosophy. Now, the thing is, Tesla doesn't disclose exactly who buys their credits, but a 2019 Bloomberg report cited Detroit manufacturers General Motors and Fiat Chrysler as key customers. So all the while, Mary Barra is saying, we're going to beat Tesla, we're going to beat Tesla, we're going to smash them in 2025, we're going to deliver more than 1 million EVs in North America alone. But at the same time, they're actually funding Tesla's growth. That's ironic, if you ask me. However, it stands to reason that the biggest polluters would be the biggest buyers of Tesla's carbon credits, due to the need to offset their hefty emissions. And the irony of all this is, this year, General Motors actually released the biggest crate motor in history. It's an 8-litre engine. So obviously, the more of those they sell, the more money they actually end up probably paying Tesla. So as you can see, Tesla's credits, which a lot of investors, a lot of short sellers claim are going to dry up. In fact, they say that they're going to dry up years ago. As you can see, they're still making a lot of money from them. And the reality is, not only will Tesla be making a lot of money from selling credits in the US over the next 5 years, it's going to continue to make money from selling them in China. People often ignore that, but Tesla actually makes quite a lot of money from selling ZEV credits in China and from selling them in Europe. Will this revenue stream dry up? Eventually, but not for at least 5 years. So Tesla has another 5 years of pretty decent free money coming in from other automakers. So really, this money, it's penalizing those automakers, putting them further behind and putting Tesla further in front. I think a lot of people actually ignore this fact. When they assess Tesla, the company, when they assess their revenue, they very rarely point out that Tesla will continue to get free money from its direct competition. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. As always, have a great day. Bye-bye.